Welcome back, everybody. It's Saturday, June 20th. Holy crap, the whole month is flying by. We had a good month. Let's see what happened this month. Doing a little bit of catch up. Last weekend, of course, we didn't have our show because we were at Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. Honestly, I should have been doing that show years ago. That show is awesome. Got to hang out with a lot of artists that I know, a lot of other artists there that I got to meet, and wow, that was just a great show all the way around. So if anybody's aware of Heroes Con and you're there, maybe you didn't see me there or whatnot, but I do plan on returning, plan on coming back. That was really, really a good time. Let me get all my buttons here where they're supposed to be. Hopefully the sound is okay. It's been a few minutes since I've actually been at my desk. I had to rebuild my desk. I got back to the house and I had to change the studio around and rebuild the desk, make it a little bit more functional. I got some things on here that we'll be working on tonight. Some more catch-up material. The goal here is to catch up hopefully by August. We want this summer to be all about catching up and not being behind schedule. Being a little bit behind and being busy is always good. But being this far behind means we have to take some drastic actions. So let me open up the correct window here. I'll try and catch up with the chat. I see you guys are here. Awesome. Maurice, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Saying hello to everybody. Christy Hand, what's up, my friend? Saying hello. Kevin, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see. Kevin says, do we have a new Maurice with us? A new one? What happened to the other one? I thought there was only one Maurice. Maurice is saying hi to everybody. Nope, just updated the name on the profile. Very cool. Let's see. Christiane is saying, wonder what's on the drawing board tonight. That's a good question. I believe this one is actually yours, Chris. So I picked a couple off of the top of the stack here. So we do have Christiane's piece right up front. I believe this piece is Courtney's. I'm correct. This is Courtney's He-Man themed piece. And this is Kevin's Nira X and Paradox artwork. We want to go ahead. I think I'm gonna work on this one first. I want to get her face and finish up these little details right there, so we can call another piece complete. And I'm also happy to report that we finished all of Paul's artwork. We did a really good, another smaller unboxing at Heroes Con where Paul got the rest of his artwork. I was super excited about that. So these are the pieces that we'll be working on tonight. And then at the end of the evening, since we're not auctioning off fresh pieces from the actual evening, I've got two original pieces of Nira X artwork that is actually from our upcoming black and white book. So I've got a cast lineup here, and I've got another. And I wasn't sure if this was going to be a cover. It's missing some elements in the back. I'm not really sure because I needed to get a good handle on how the characters were going to play out and which characters were going to be in her first couple of issues for the black and white series. So these are the two pieces that I have going on right now. It's actually labeled the Nira X Universe because that was going to be the name of the black and white series. I changed my mind. The name of the black and white series is going to be simply Nira X Cyber Angel. We have a lot of other titles for like some of our color books and our color stories and the miniseries and stuff. So I think the ongoing black and white book is going to have, it's back to basics anyway with the direction and the art, doing everything like hand painted and like a real mixed media approach to the interior art and stuff. So So back to basics, even with the title. I'm gonna call it Nira X Cyber Angel all the way around. So that's a general plan with everything. All right, let me see here. Let me put that over here. Put that over here. All right, let me catch up with the chat. That way we can get to some inking tonight. Kevin says, or is this a Maurice for every day of the year? Yes. Christiane says, is it hard to update your name? You know what? I actually don't even know how to update or change your profile name. I know that a little while back, everybody's profile names seemed to change on their own. I'm not really sure what YouTube was doing in the background there, but I'm glad you guys are getting a handle on it. Let's see. Kevin says, let's see if you have to, you have been here long. Boobs, of course. But how do you know? It's like, that's the thing. I wish I could help with that. I need my own IT department. Where's Kat? Where's Kat at? Marty says, I guess the real question is, whose boobs there? No stream without boobs. Of course. And of course Nira's boobs. She pays for this channel. Let's see. Marty says, I'm not sure, but I guess we will have to do our own rerun show where we can see if I can get the Discord channel to work out. Yeah, I think by the time the summer's over, maybe towards Christmas and stuff, if you have that kind of worked out, we'll give it a test run and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it kind of works out for everybody. See, Kevin says a channel to work out. Nude Cyber Angel workouts. It'll be the exercise channel from the Citadel. Let's see, why is it only rainy weather at Bill's studio? I know, right? I gotta change my intro and my outro. Spruce up the old presentation here a little bit. As soon as I get caught up, catching up is the priority. Ken, what's up, dude? Evening, my good sir. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. That's awesome, dude. Courtney, what's up? Sup, fellas? That's right. Super glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Awesome. Got such a cool group. Let's see. How is everyone? Maurice says, hello. Kevin says, the breast of hugs to you all. Yes. Maurice says, I'm glad and lucky I was able to get one of those books Bill posted. Yeah, I'm super glad that you got one, dude. Very, very cool. Yeah, I was doing sketches in those books all day. Very, very happy with the response. And everybody who looked at the inside. It's a very thin book, so without the sketch, I was afraid that the value wouldn't really be there. But I try to make those that 6-page previews as dense as I could, and having that space for the sketch up front, so that way it's more like an announcement. It's like an announcement or a little short celebration, just kind of announcing the intro or announcing the upcoming series. So I'm really happy that everybody was really cool with it. We were picking up copies. Ken says, I put my order on for one too. Yes, sir. I've got yours set aside for you, my friend. Let's see. Kevin says, now we know whose boobs are to be seen. See, I told you we'd be seeing some Nira niceness. Ken says, how was he, man, Bill? How was he, man, Bill? Man, Bill? I did see He-Man in theaters. I went to go see it with my son-in-law. It was fun. You know what? It was fun. It was good 80s fun. That's my movie review for He-Man. I hate that it's flopping at the box office, actually. It was a good time. But if you're asking how was the show was really good. Super good weekend. Lots of artists, lots of networking, lots of just back and forth. It's positive all the way around, and it was a great weekend. Great weekend. I'm still tired. I'm still exhausted from the weekend. Like, I'm tired right now. Like, it's hard for me. It's halfway hard for me to talk right now. I'm like slurring. I'm like sleepy, but I was looking forward to hanging out with you guys. So it's like I want to stay up for a little while longer, so that way I can hang out with you guys for a little bit. Get back into the swing of things, get back into the schedule. Kevin says, He-Man, not He-Man. Let's see. You tease us with Paul's stuff. I know the first unboxing was actually a pretty big unboxing, and then we had 3 pieces left over. So I finished those, and we met up at Heroes Con. It was very cool. Maurice says, "I like that landscape piece." Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I wanted to do a wide piece for the character lineup. So bringing back some characters from the '90s, so I can redo their lore. Well, no, not like redo it, but it's like because their continuity and their history is still intact. But Nira X being a time-traveling, dimension-hopping young lady, we're going to be doing some things pretty fresh. So we got Cyberhood on the left here, and of course we got Nira X in the middle. And this is a character that back in the 90s, when we were publishing with Avatar Press, I kind of only called him Deathcloak back in the day. But the title that he's going to be a part of is a title called Vessel, and I think you'll like it. It's like I've got like my action, hero girl up front. I've got my alien invasion kind of guy over here, and I got my horror movie themed guy over here. So I like to dip my toes into some different genres while we're doing stuff. So I'll put that piece up here. That'll be one of the auction pieces for tonight. And that's some of the artwork that you'll see in the issue 0 preview that we just came out with. So that artwork, that pencil artwork, is inside the book. So happy that it's published. Kevin says, fresh boobs. Phil should show off something he's nearly finished with to show off some fresh boobs. By the way, what's the fixation with boobs? I have no idea. They make the world a happier place. There's nothing but happy when it comes to that. I feel like it's happy, it's positive, it's comforting, makes the world go round. Fresh boobs, fresca tatas. Oh my gosh. No, we just happen to be drawing like science fiction cool hero characters. They just happen to have attributes, I want this artwork to be for everybody. I want everybody to like it. Mike Phoenix, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see. Nate says, hey, Bill, I got the books. They all look great. Awesome, dude. Super happy. That makes me a happy camper. Excelente. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight, dude. Kevin says, teat, a teat. Maurice saying hello. Very, very cool. Nate saying hello. Maurice saying hello. Very good. Did you sell them all off? No, I still have some left. I still have a few left, which is good. I was hoping that was the plan. That way we've got a small supply in the little archive store here in the studio. So for that issue 0 preview, the first printing of that is only getting 100 copies, and then that's going to be it for the first printing. So I'd like to have a nice small print run for that first one. Nice little promo piece. They're already talking about She-Ra. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that little bit at the end there. They got plans. They got plans. So we'll see what happens. Yes, not flopping like that. Mike, what's up, dude? I am glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Very, very cool, dude. Mike says, that's amazing. Thank you so much, my good friend. You make me so happy. I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see, let me put this, I'm going to go ahead and put this one in position, because we're going to start inking that one first. Let's see, I'll put this artwork over here, keep it safe. Get myself some plumage. There we go. I can work with these first. All right, cool. Let me catch up with the chat just a little bit more. We're going to start inking, and I'll bounce back and forth a little bit. Let's see. Ken Zazer is saying, "Bring back Millennia." Yeah, that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan. I want to bring back all these '90s characters that made up the original stories, and seeing how much better we can do it, dude. It's like it's been a long time. I want to see what the slightly different spin we can give them. See what the artwork looks like. It's the artwork on the inside of the black and white book. I think it's gonna be so fun, dude, because it's gonna have like the real mixed media. Like some of it's gonna be like pencil shading and like some airbrush on top of it, and like different shades of gray and like fully inked panels. I want to get real experimental, real artsy with it. So I'm very, very excited about it. It's gonna be a different approach to our Cyber Angel story. Mighty Geek, what's up, dude? Nice line work. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight, dude. So we just got back from Heroes Con. I'm exhausted. You'll hear my words slurring. I've been up like way too long. I sort of had it took me a couple of days just to put the studio back together. It's like I feel like Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, when she's just like, I woke up this morning and I just hated everything. So I rearranged the studio, put stuff like in all different places, took my art table apart and made it bigger. Got a big ass piece of wood and bolted it to my table. I'll take some pictures of it. I'll give you a little studio tour at some point. Ken says Cyberhood is looking extra cyber. Yeah, you know what? And that's something I was talking to Kat about too. It's like really pushing the cyber aspect of some of these characters. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be a little bit more cyber in our cyber, even in the Cyber Angels. I need to kind of lean into the cyberpunk aspect, visually with some of these characters, so that way that really comes across. So there's a lot of things I'm really excited about. Mighty Geek says, let's see, I wonder what would happen if Nira X met Kong. It might be a short meeting. if he steps on her or just squeezes her. I don't know that Nira. I mean, it would have to be a specific series or a very specific set of events that would give Nira the advantage over a character like Kong. Or she'd have to be like super lucky, like Mr. Bean lucky. So I'm pretty sure Kong could, but granted, Kong does like the pretty ladies, so there's a good chance that he just wouldn't squeeze her to death. We have evidence of this. We have we have documentation that Kong does like the ladies. He probably wouldn't crush her, but that would be an interesting thing. Funny you should mention giant monsters with our Cyber Angels, with the new title that we have coming out. Next month, I get to tell you guys all about it. Let's see, Kevin says Cyberfrog would fight Cyberhood to lay claim to the Cyber title, but would either win against the Cyber Angel. I don't know, man. I always like to see Nira come out on top. Don't take that the wrong way or the right way. Maurice says, I saw that you were shafted on the size of the eraser. Yes, dude. This is okay. Look at this. Look at this shit. This is retarded. So this is the size of a Vanish eraser that I've been using for years. At a Comic-Con years ago, Buzz gave me the advice of, hey, use these erasers. They're awesome. Lo and behold, he's right. They're awesome. So I started using them, started depending on them. Like the size of it for the size of my hand, perfect, right? I get about halfway through this eraser and I give the nub, I give it to Kat because she's got little tiny hands. She can erase with the nub. This is the brand new eraser that started coming out. Look at the size. Look at this. It's retarded. I can't start with this. This is the size of the eraser by the time I'm almost done with it, and I give it to Kat. And honestly, when I'm erasing a whole page of pencil, Like, I'm not in high school anymore. I'm a little bit older. It's like I don't have carpal tunnel, thank God. At least I hope I don't. But it's like the middle of my hand just cramps up and it hurts when I'm using an eraser this tiny to erase large portions of a page. And the formula for the eraser too, it's like it feels different. It feels like a different. I don't know. I don't feel like it's the same formula. I think they did something. I feel a little betrayed. I don't like it. Ken says, so that means, drum roll, Catherine Styles. Yep, I've got her in the back of my mind. Yes, indeed. We have to see how she's going to come into the picture. I got some interesting ideas. Because we still have, like, the place or the Cyber Angel world as a whole is called Oasis. And the secret agency that was in charge of monitoring the non-linear zones, which is spaces in between linear time, was called Oasis. So there's gonna be a lot of little connections, lots of. It's like a lot of the same elements, just mixed up a little bit different. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think you'll like it. Let's see. Kevin says drum roll, and here I am picturing an oil drum rolling, breaking open and revealing what really happened to Catherine. Yeah, Catherine's going to be a very interesting character, I think. And once again, we're going to be leaning into the cyberpunk blend. So Maurice says Nero with a cyberpunk blend. That could be interesting. You know what? And she's supposed to have a cyberpunk or a more cyber leanings to begin with. Like, just really haven't visually put them into the books so that you can actually just see it, So we're going to have to lean into that a little bit more because there's a lot of interesting things that we can do with the characters. Lots of things that we can do with the characters that we haven't done yet. Kevin says Nero on top is always a good thing, unless another Cyber Angel is involved. Let's see, once something awesome gets you hooked, they'll screw you because they know they can. I know, I hate it. Totally hate it. It's like, dude, this eraser is actually pretty perfect, just the way it was. And look what they done did. Christopher Bouchard in the house. What's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Christopher says, what's up, Bill? Just got back from vacation in Orlando. Oh, Disney and Universal Studios. Ah, that's awesome, dude. How's the Julie Strain color version coming along? I just got back from North Carolina. We were in Charlotte for about a week doing Heroes Con. So now I'm just getting back to the table and getting myself into the groove again. So I'm hoping, it's like over the next 2 weeks, I want to say before the month is out, I really want to start July with a couple of colored pieces up on the Patreon page because you guys have been super patient. You guys have been keeping the lights on for me so that way I can get this stuff done so we can all enjoy it over there. So let's look for Julie Strain, hopefully by the end of the month. Maybe I could start maybe a 4th of July special for Julie Strain. I've been really looking forward to coloring her. Unhinged, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. That's awesome, dude. Let's see. Says tried to swing by your table Sunday morning, but couldn't find you. Couldn't find me. Let's see. Sunday. Fingers are faster than my brain. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, no, I do the same thing, dude. Yeah, I think I was bouncing around a little bit. I think Sunday we actually got there a little bit late. And you know what? I meant to swing by your table too before we left. Just to say hi one more time before we all started getting into things on Sunday. Because I know, like at the end of Sunday, everybody starts packing up and it's time to get out of there. It's time to get out of Dodge. But I'm glad I saw you when I did, dude. It's like, and I plan on going back. Like I'm actually disappointed with myself that I haven't been doing Heroes Con the whole time. Like that's actually a pretty darn good show. It's comic book and original art centered, and I should have been there the whole time. So I do plan on seeing you at whatever other show we both happen to be at. So, but definitely Heroes Con next time around for sure. Kevin says, oh, hey, look, they have the king-sized Vanish on Temu. Are you kidding me? Of course they have it on Temu. God, Temu is so hard to. Well, it's not hard to order from Temu, but once you order a couple of things from Temu, it's like they pound you with ads to like order more stuff. But I really want them, so it's like you're gonna make me look on Temu now. As he Ken says, Nira loved Mecca, New York. She's very cyberpunk. Yeah, Mecca, New York that's her home. That's her home right there, the original home. Maurice saying hi, very very cool. Kevin is sending me a link. Excellent, thank you, sir. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. You know what? I saw on Amazon that they only had the small erasers, right? So I was just like, you know what? I have a Jerry's Artorama like here locally. It's a small one, but it's here. And I went to the physical store and I complained. I was just like, oh, do you have these erasers? Because they started making them small and like different. And that lady that worked at the art store, she knew exactly what I was talking about. And she told me straight up that as soon as they changed the formula and they changed the size and stuff, even the people that work at the art store, they bought them all up because they were just like, these are the last ones. Unhinged says, we'll see you again next year, man. Yeah, for sure. 100%, man. And hopefully, you know what? I'll make some time. I'll try to pop into a live stream every now and then. I super appreciate you keeping me in the loop. And you and Luke both keeping me in the loop, so that way I can jump into your live stream. It means something to me. So it's like if I can make the time in between all these other like little jobs, then I'll definitely pop in every now and then. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's put some ink on Nira X here. Let's see here. Bring this a little bit closer. You know, I drew this a while back. This is something I drew back in, holy crap, 2008. Wow. Sometimes I am very amazed at just how long we've been drawing Nira X. And of course, I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for you guys. So. Nice. Give her a nice little fierce look. Yeah, this is like a super busy week. We're finishing up inking and coloring Zen Bounty Wars number 3. We've got to get that sent off to the printer. And then we have one more issue of Zen Bounty Wars to complete that story. Very excited to complete the tale. On her eyeball here, and I'll go back to the chat, make sure I don't fall too far behind on you guys. There we go. That eyeball's been a long time coming. I'm glad you grabbed this piece, Kevin, so that way we can actually finish it. And then we'll be able to actually use it. It's going to be awesome. Thanks, dude. I enjoy your company too. Most of the time. No, you guys are awesome, dude. We'll talk soon. Let's see, Kevin says, I see buy now almost sold out. Ooh. Am I going to have to jump on that tonight? Oh my gosh. I spent all my money on the weekend. Plus, I don't know what they mean by almost sold out. Does that mean they only have like 2 or 3 little erasers left? I need like a box. As Ken says, 2008. I can see how this piece is like a middle ground between your old 90s style and today. Yeah, it's neat looking at the artwork through the years, right? Because there is like this gradual change in the style over time. It's pretty crazy. And I tried to replicate my older stuff, and it's like I kind of can't. Like trying to replicate the older style. It's just that the journey keeps going, man. Some person, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight, man. Awesome. Very, very cool. Let's see. Marie says, wow, you remember when you drew that? I would be scrambling to try to remember to have a Post-it stuck to it. Don't worry. My memory is not that good. My memory is actually horrible. It's just that I did loosely sign it in pencil, and it says 2008. Don't worry, guys. I'm always transparent and truthful with you. I'll never lead you astray. Very cool. Saying hi to some person. Let's see. Some person saying hello to everybody. Very cool. Kevin says, it's only been a few years of waiting for this to be finished. Nero will be happy to have a face. Very cool. Kevin saying hello. Oh, Ken saying hello. All right. Let's, not only will she have a face, but I'm going to give her some eyebrows while we're at it. She deserves them. She likes to express herself. This pen is getting dry. It's dying. It's dying a good death. Yeah, let me get another one. There we go. Yeah, make sure Nero can have a little bit of a little attitude here. Drop shadow where her hair is coming over. Always like that hair over the one eye. It's very, very 80s. Had a bunch of different looks over the years, for sure. Shapes are going to play with each other, make sure they look cool. Nero does demand that she look cool. She likes to be presentable. There we go. Sit that there for a minute. Let me catch up with this real quick. I see Kevin says, I think we need to see that 2008 kept as is. Yeah, you know what? We will. Yeah. When I sign it, we're going to keep the 08 right on there. Saying hello to some person. Very cool. Let's see. Nero will always have attitude if she's denied pizza. Exactly. Excellent. deserves to have lips. I'm glad the lighting is okay in the room. I moved the table and everything's in a different spot in the studio, so I was wondering if the lighting was going to be weird. But as far as I could tell, everything is okay. Pen for this part. Yeah, look at that. Nero almost has a face. Well, she's got a face. Now she needs a delta. Let's see. Maurice says, I forgot to mention that I read the Club Corrupt 2 book and loved it. Oh, thanks, dude. I really appreciate that you said that. I can't wait to start working on issue 3. Issue 3 is going to have a little bit more story, a little bit more fun story. So we're gonna divide up our space between pinups and some new story for the next one. But yeah, dude, I'm super happy that you like it. Make sure I have her delta on here so we can almost call this piece complete. We're almost there, man. I'm gonna have to have a couple of people help me out with some video at Comic-Con, because we're going to have some huge unboxings of art and ideas. All right, still got to put her little emblem on her. Nice. Yeah, I think that's good. Excelente. Look at that, inking my own signature from 2008. Like getting in a time machine. Hey, Nira's a time traveler. All right, my friends. This is the time when we celebrate that another piece is finished. Let's have it. Yes, celebration. Let's see, some person says, Bill, how thick of a stack of stuff do you have left? It's a little bit of a stack, which is why I dedicated the episodes to basically the catch-up episodes. Because a little bit behind schedule is all right. I mean, that comes and goes. It meanders, but it got behind enough that there's still a stack. But you know what? We've gotten a lot of it out. Let me see here. Let me look. Let me see here. Chris Dehan's stack is pretty big. I've got this one done. This one done. We got Kevin and Ken, which I'm planning on. That's probably the largest stacks, and I've got a couple more people at the bottom here. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to be caught up. Hopefully, I want to say August 1st. Ken and Kevin's have the largest stack. Granted, I don't know how many pieces are in there that have to finish inking, but they have the largest stack, and they're going to have their stack delivered to them during Comic-Con. That's going to be towards the end of July, the end of next month. And then we've got some smaller ones, and I think we can almost start regular episodes again and start the commissions list again sometime in August. I'm so excited. It's going to be good. Let's see, Marie says maybe do a new piece for your week of July 4th stream. It could be your Nira 250th celebration just to change it up. Those are good ideas, good ideas. Kevin says it's huge. It's so huge. Let's see, Ken says you're doing issue 3 with Indie Crowdfund or Kickstarter. I am not sure just yet. I do want to try Indie Crowdfund again to give it a little bit more of a chance, and because of the idea that them being able to shut down your campaign and stuff like that. It's they're more. It's not safe for work friendly. But I do realize that Indie Crowdfund, it's another account to build up, and their payment system's like a little bit different or whatever. But I do want to try them one more time. That being said, I still like Kickstarter a lot. So far, Kickstarter has given me zero problems, and I know that a lot of you already have Kickstarter accounts, and it's just a lot more convenient. So I'm not sure which one I'll do first or second, but I kind of think I'm going to do both of those. So I'll give it some more thought. It'll be a little bit closer to Christmas time, probably. So I'm not going to try to rush into another crowdfund until the book is basically complete. So that way I can just concentrate on the next projects and concentrate on just doing the crowdfunding campaign thing without worrying about whether the book's going to be late or not. So, but yeah, I'm those are the two things I'm kind of juggling in my mind right now. Maurice says, just a thought, your call. Kevin says, I looked at Club Corrupt and I think I have a lot of stuff in it. Yes, you do, sir. Your pieces do permeate the Club Corrupt ecosphere. So awesome. Let's see, Maurice says, I knew you would. LOL. Ken says her birthday is July 5th, so that works. Actually, we should have something new for July 4th because her birthday is on July 5th. That's actually a good thought. It's actually a good thought. You guys are bringing me closer. You're selling me on the idea. It's a good thought. Let's see, Kevin says, am I that predictable? No, man, you're that supportive. You're that much a part of the Citadel, part of the Nira X Cyber Angel world, my friend. Let's see, Maury says no comment. Let's see, I saw that you have. I saw that you no longer have 700 subscribers to your channel. Oh, that I now have 700 subscribers to the channel now. Awesome, thank you, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll put out a call on the social media, and I'll ask more people to pop in if they can subscribe. Speaking of which, if you guys can drop a like at the bottom of the thing, dropping a like for all the shows, all those little things help. All those little things help us to grow and helps that algorithm, so it pushes the show out to people who haven't seen it. Our show is growing slowly, but it's like, slow and steady wins the race. I'm good with that. I love our group, so it's like I'm good growing slowly. As Ken says, drop that 666 number. I know. I did not want it to be 666. I'm trying to jinx my channel. And this is our channel, man. It's like this is a place where we like to hang out. So I don't want it jinxed up. So Kevin says, wow, you sounded like Peter Lorre there. Ken says, let's see, I think you should do both for Club Corrupt. Yeah, I think we'll probably do both. Yeah, for number 3. Yeah. Not sure which one I'm going to do first, though. And I might treat both campaigns a little bit differently. So that way, not that anybody who, I don't want anybody to miss out on any content. So maybe I'll keep the content all the same, because I don't want somebody, I'm not trying to double dip on people. So it's like, I don't want anybody to think they're missing out on something. Like if you get it on Kickstarter and not on the other, or if you get it on any crowdfund and you don't get it on Kickstarter, I want you to be able to get the same material. I don't want you to feel like you're missing out on something, and I don't want you to feel like you have to buy something, that you have to double up on something in order to get like a special item or something like that. So I don't want to be like that about it. Let's see, Maurice says, have you ever done a graphic novel or an omnibus for Nira? Funny you should mention it. If you guys go to committedcomics.com, you will find something there called the Nira X Ground Zero. It is it's a little bit over 300 pages. It collects up all of the important very first miniseries that we did through Entity Comics, and it also collects her first appearance in Zen Intergalactic Ninja number 0, where we brought her into the comic book world. I believe they have softcover and they have hardcover available still. I'm not sure how many copies they have, but it's at committedcomics.com, or if you want to look for Tom, our publisher, our fearless publisher, on the Facebook machine, we can always look for Tom on there. But if you go to committedcomics.com, you'll find the links there that you need. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, dude. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's an omnibus styled book. It does collect a whole lot of material, but there's a lot of books like that I'm unable to collect up. For instance, all the books that we published through Avatar Press, those are out of my control. And that was just part of our agreement. So I wouldn't be able to print those and collect those up. That would have to be under Avatar. But all of the ones that I was able to, I did, and it's in the Nira X Ground Zero. It's essentially the big issue 0 that kind of started the whole Committed Comics timeline. Let's see. Kevin says, might I suggest we have the live stream on July 5th, as the stream would fall on the 4th, and I will be elsewhere. When are you likely to be streaming? Would you rather be outside yourself? And that's not a bad idea. Let me look at the calendar. I haven't even really looked at the calendar for the whole July. Yeah, July 4th being on a Saturday. Yeah, July 4th. I'll stream. I'm sure I'll stream Saturday night. But streaming again on the 5th, because it's Nira's actual birthday, would be a lot of fun. And then we can make it very Nira X-centric. So, you guys have other plans and other things to do on the 4th of July. Totally cool. We'll be back on Sunday. I'll make that a solid plan. I'll note that in. We'll have a Nira X birthday stream. I think that would be fun. Let's see. Nate says, I told my backers you stream on Saturdays. Awesome, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate you sharing that out. Ken says 5th might be better. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's her birthday on top of everything else. So I'll do a stream on Saturday probably anyway, but let's plan on the 5th being the date of like the official stream. Same time, 10 o'clock. Marie says, I think Ken is probably thinking so you get both of your purchasers. So if they're on one platform or the other, not to short anyone. That's right. Yeah, I don't want to short anybody. So if you get something on Kickstarter, you don't have to worry about getting it from Indie Crowdfund. And if you happen to buy it from Indie Crowdfund, you don't have to buy the thing again on Kickstarter, because of like whatever the package is or whatever the content is, it's going to be the same. And it'll be the same price. I mean, it's like it's not like it's As Ken says, and it's someone else's birthday on the 5th too. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yes, we shall be celebrating that as well. Speaking of which, look, we're going to start working on Courtney's piece now. Let's keep it in the Zazer family. There we go. Let me put this artwork over here. Keep that safe. I still got a little bit of memories from He-Man in the brain, so this will be fun. This is fun for me to ink right here. Let's see, where's my pen? There's my pen. Ooh, you may want to use this one. Yes. I don't know, an interesting bit of trivia for everybody. Did you know that Ken Zazer's birthday happens to fall on Nira X's birthday? Now that's cool as shit right there. This up here. So yeah, we're gonna have a fun stream. It'll be good stuff. Good stuff. Cobra Commander cup. It's a beer mug, but it's Cobra Commander's face. Gotta have it. Cobra Brew. There's a little drop shadow here. Yeah, I was going to try to do some live streaming from the convention floor, but I've noticed, I think they're actually like dampening the signal coming from people's phones. I think they do that on purpose so they can sell you their Wi-Fi. They got a Wi-Fi thing where you can buy Wi-Fi, but dude, they charge like most conventions charge like $80 a day for the Wi-Fi. That's a steep price just to have some Wi-Fi, especially when like the Wi-Fi. I think they're dampening it. I think they're doing something. They're blocking it somehow. A lot of times before the doors open, I kind of feel like my Wi-Fi signal is just fine. And then when the day gets started, the Wi-Fi signal goes away. I don't feel like it's very fair. I don't like it. It's just a theory. Got no proof. Kevin says, "It's like this makes me wonder who will be eating the cake and who will be wearing it." I know, right? Or both. I like it. Maurice says, Ken gets near his birthday, and I get Veterans Day. Maybe that's Scribe's birthday. That makes sense on some level. I feel like that might work. I feel like that might work. Kevin says Cobra or no bra. Or how about hand bra? Let's see, how packed was Heroes Con? I see this happen at San Diego Comic-Con, but it's not that they are doing some sort of jamming. That's an FCC violation. It's just too many people trying to use limited cell towers. You know what? I hadn't thought about that. Everybody's inside the same room trying to access the same couple of towers. Yeah, I could see where that could be a problem. You're right. I still feel like $80 is steep though. That seems like, I can understand charging that much if you're like a larger retail kind of thing, because you're running like a lot of data like all day long. But man, it just seems steep for the rest of like Artist Alley people, and we're not running that much data. The occasional search, maybe some live streaming, a couple of Square purchases. It's not that much. Oh, that's good. This is what Kat got me for Father's Day. She got me this cool ass Yeti. So I'm drinking water out of it. Oh my god, it keeps it cold all freaking day. How does it do it? My other water bottle is a piece of shit compared to this. It's good stuff. And I like the way the lid is and stuff. Yeah, it's dope. And it won't spill, thank God, because I'm holding it like right above the artwork. That would mess up the whole show, wouldn't it? All right, put that down there. And it's metal. I'm pretty sure I can knock out somebody with it. All right, let's finish Cobra Commander's mask here. You know what? Is it a mask or is it a helmet? That was something that was bothering me when I was watching Star Wars recently. somebody was talking to Kylo Ren, and a couple of times in a row, they mentioned something about his mask. His mask. It's like, take off that silly mask. And I'm just like, it's a helmet. Is it just me? Am I the only person who thinks his mask is like a full-blown helmet? I think it's a helmet. Those are the kind of simple arguments I like to get into. It's a very low stakes argument about a movie that not everybody's on board with. So it's okay. It works for me. All right, let's get a little bit more shading on Snake Eyes here. I see some person says silly cons. Let's see, they don't know the lengths you'll go through to save money. I'm guessing you'll sneak a long wire that goes outside as an antenna. Dude, if I could put a whole dish out in the parking lot, I would. You know, when we go to shows, if any of my inner circle happen to be going to shows, and you happen to know the Wi-Fi password, I'm just saying, do Bill a solid. Drop me a Post-it note with some handwritten instructions. Let's see. Kevin says it's $80 because they know they have you at their mercy. This is 100%. They got you trapped. It's like, hey, do you want to use your phone? You want to ring up sales on your Square or whatever? It's like, yeah, this is a captive audience. Let's see. Maurice says buy a mini satellite dish. See, satellite dish. You're thinking along the lines I'm thinking. Let's see, and use it as your personal Wi-Fi router. Serious, man. Like, just get one of those SpaceX things. What are the things with the stuffs? My whole brain is being used for line art right now, so I can't think of words. Let's see. Jason says I could see maybe $20 a day or something, but 75 was crazy for the Wi-Fi. We didn't pay. We didn't pay. Signal was okay. Oh, we didn't pay. The signal was okay without it. Yeah, same here, dude. I totally agree with you. It's like $75, $80. Are you kidding me? Like, maybe, like, if you're making, like, because you're a retailer and you're ringing up 20,000 in sales or something like that. Maybe that's a little bit more realistic, but not for us, man. It's like I'm not selling like freaking groceries to people. Like, it's not all day running data all day long. That's too much. $20 a day, I would actually pay for it if it was $20 a day. That seems more reasonable. Totally agree with that. But you're right though. The signal was good enough for me to run my Square without buying anything. So I was very, very fortunate. I think we're all very fortunate. Most shows that I'm at, actually, almost all the shows, even when it's running slow, like I'll try it like 2 or 3 times if it's not taken, and it'll go through eventually. But at Heroes, everything was going through okay. I ran my couple of Square sales and stuff, and everything was fine. So wasn't the end of the world, at least. Kevin says it's both helmet over a mask. Actually, you know what? For Cobra Commander, you're right. For Cobra Commander, it does look like, because it looks like you can remove the mask from in front of his face and leave the helmet on, right? you could say the front of the mask. But if the whole helmet is like one piece, you know, that's a helmet, right? So I don't know. It's a good thinky thing. Let's see. Ken says I can tell that stormtroopers don't shop at Target. Damn sure. And why do stormtroopers even wear armor? They're not blast proof at all. They're not even punch proof. I've seen stormtroopers get punched out. My screen was getting kind of weird there for a minute, like it was like my signal was being weird. See, we're all talking about Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired into my router, so I'm hoping that I don't have any video problems coming out at you. Oh, by the way, Ken, I just got that. You're right. They can't hit a target. My brain was still on the other. Kevin says, being on the side of things that I am, I see BTS on a lot of stuff. And it's not always the con that charges high. The con gets something, the convention center and the provider as well as the city. Yeah, that's true. There's a few people digging into to make the costs go up that high. You're right about that. Yeah, like it's not just the con charging that much because, like it's the city, it's the convention center. It's all that stuff comes into play. Everybody wants a cut. Everybody wants some cheese. Kevin says you get today's award. We honor Chet forever. He is always with the studio. Let's see, Murray says maybe the stormtroopers shop at the same place. You get those combs when working the desert sands. Same accuracy. There you go. They both need glasses as they ain't seen shit. Ken says, hey, my joke was solid. It was 100%, dude. You get points. You get points for that. I get a slight demerit point for being slow. I was slow on the take. That's what it was. Let's see. Maurice says it's being pixelated a bit. Okay. I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi back on. And if you guys see any problems, just let me know. I'm hardwired and I've got the actual Wi-Fi on again, so hopefully it should be okay. I should have rebooted. So most of the time what I do is before we stream, I'll go ahead and reboot the whole computer just so it's fresh. Clear that cache out of there. That dusty cache. Cache. Let's see, Kevin says, I think the armor is to make them all look alike. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's to make them look, to conform. Get some continuity. But man, they should make it out of something that can take a hit. It wouldn't be such a bad idea. The Empire, but I don't get dental or health care. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just read BTS like it was. Thank you, my friend. I tell you, man, I have slept. My back was jacked up. I rebuilt the studio. I'm still pretty tired from freaking trip. But doing the show and hanging out with you guys, that gives me energy. So you guys are building up my strength. Jean, what's up, dude? Please, everybody in the chat, say happy birthday to Jean. Today's Jean's birthday. Ken's birthday is not till Mira X's birthday, but Jean's birthday is today. So you got to say happy birthday to Jean. He is my good friend, my good childhood friend. Known each other for years, centuries. I see Kevin says, pixelated. you're not seeing shit either. I see Maurice says, it's clear now, just a hiccup. Okay, good. Some person said Vader's just cheap. That's why he wears all that pleather. Maurice says, did you finally watch The Maul Shadow Lord? I did not, dude. It's like it's in my queue to watch, and I'm gonna have to spend a weekend and just binge. I'll just binge it. Between the catch up and getting the, because I got 2 issues that I'm working on right now. I've got Zen Bounty Wars #3, and that needs to go to the printer ASAP. And then I've got the brand new Nira X miniseries that we're just starting up, and I can't tell you too much about it until next month when we do the Kickstarter. I can tell you that there's a new Nira X thing, and it's a 3-issue miniseries, and we're gonna have a Kickstarter next month during San Diego Comic-Con. So I got back-to-back books, but I definitely have it in my queue. Like I'm gonna have some downtime soon, and I'll be able to watch it. 620 Design in the house. Let's see, Kevin says, it costs a lot to armor so many soldiers. It does. They got cheap with them. Kevin says, happy birthday to Jean. Very, very cool. Very cool. Jean is also a fellow artist, design, photography, art. He's one of us. Jean says, appreciate it. Very cool. Marie says, happy birthday. Excellent, excellent. All right, make sure we get some more shading on Snake Eyes here. We're getting all kinds of cool ideas when we drew this one. There we go. Get a little bit more shading on there. Insignia dealio. I like how we got the Baroness tied up back here. As it should be. Just want to get some of these little bricks and got a lot of little pieces to it. I see Jason says, maybe celebration of the day of your physical being came into consciousness be a glorious one. That's a good happy birthday wish right there. That's good. That's good. I like. Marie says, are those comfy cuffs on the Baroness? I halfway thought about putting those little furry handcuffs on her, but no, I gave her the standard Bill Mouse, I'm in a dungeon, cylindrical handcuffs. Ken says that Cobra Commander mug is great. Oh, cool, dude. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like. The idea of having his helmet as a beer mug is I like that so much. As Ken says, someone needs to make one of those. I know, it needs to be a real thing. I agree. All right, I'm going to take care of a little bit of this barrel. Just a little bit, though, because I kind of want to move into our Nira X She-Ra. At least I'll get a little bit of the barrel in here, get it started a little bit. There's got to be a tentacle somewhere, huh? Can't help myself. Swinging around here. Mystery tentacle from the ceiling. At least I still have a couple of erasers left to erase all this pencil. Vanish. All right, let's get the right pen here, and we'll move into her eyeballs and see about getting into some of this here She-Ra situation. And then we still have our last piece of the evening to work on, which is the Harley Quinn. And this one is actually Chris Dehan's piece. I think we got two really good pieces for the auction. There are two pencil pieces that are actually featured inside of the issue 0. Let me see if I got it here real quick. There we go. I got a mashed up copy of it, the sample copy. All right, so this was the issue 0 that we had at the show, and we were doing. This is the studio copy, so this is why it's all screwed up here. I just wanted to make sure all the media actually took well to the paper, which it did. I'm so happy that how that took to the paper. So looking inside. There's the page with this piece. So for the auction, we've got the pencil piece that was on that page. And then we have the character piece, the sideways piece here. We've got that original piece. So these are the two pieces that we're going to have for auction tonight. And I'm super happy with the response. Everybody gave me a really, really good response to the book. Put these right down here. Make sure they're safe. All right, let's put this camera down here again so we can work on Nira's face here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. A couple little shadows on here. Sometimes I get a drop shadow from the lamps over my head. We got those can lights in the ceiling. I can't move those. Let's see. Kevin says, I think we have another G.I. Joe movie. Someone will be smart and make a popcorn bucket out of the helmet. That would be dope. That would be dope. His helmet is, dude, it's like perfect for a popcorn helmet. Maurice says, it kind of reminds me of, Krang's tentacle from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kevin says, that is a very 80s tentacle. I'm sure it thinks of that old slogan, reach out and touch someone. Let's see, Ken says, Bill, I think because Macross is having their 45th anniversary this year, there's going to be a big San Diego Comic-Con presence. We need to figure out how to work that in. That's actually a good idea. I kept on trying to look up the SDF one. It's hard to order. And it's a little bit too expensive. A little bit too expensive for right now. I'm gonna have to wait for after the summer to be picking up something like that. That's kind of a bucket list item. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a lot of cool stuff. Oh, this is the bad pen. I don't want this pen. This pen has died a good death. We shall honor him in Stobokor. All right, here we go. All right, Nira She-Ra. Let's see about bringing you to the forefront now. There we go. There we can see what we're doing. Sometimes if I don't get the light on it just right, I can't see what I'm doing. I'll be drawn into dark like a mole person. Good. Give her a little something, something. She's much happier when she has eyebrows. Always have to be nice to Nira. She's paid the bills for far too long. Be nice to her. There we go. Little highlights on her eyes. this little look on her face. I like what's going on here. Sometimes when I'm making, I'm constantly making these little micro adjustments from what I penciled, just to kind of put things like just in the right spot that I was hoping I could put them into. So it's good. It is good. Let's see. Kevin says Macross and Robotech presence will center on collectible and pop-up events. Toynami is bringing their traditional Robotech booth and exclusive collectibles to the event floor. Yes, I'm gonna have to take a look at that stuff. I'm already excited about Ghost in the Shell stuff, dude. I think the anime comes out. There's a new anime coming out on Prime, and I forget the date, but I know it's coming up really soon. Here, let me look at my calendar real quick. When is it gonna be? I think I actually wrote it down. Oh crap, it's gonna be July 7 on Prime. And the new animation for that Ghost in the Shell is gonna be like what I was hoping they would have done in the first place, which is have the anime be in the style of the original dude that drew it. Masamu Shiro. So I think we're finally kind of getting that. It looks a little bit stylized, but for the most part, it is definitely going to be in his style. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a Ghost in the Shell PlayStation game, PlayStation 1 game. Holy crap. And they had some cutscenes that if they made 2-hour movies out of those specific cutscenes, I would have just been like, yep, perfect. That's exactly what you guys should have done. And I like the artsy style. I like the artsy animation that they did do. But it's not what I was waiting for, you know? It's like I wanted an actual Ghost in the Shell. Not fancy restaurant Ghost in the Shell. It's not what I asked for. Get her little tiara set up here. There, you can see it better if I pull the camera here. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Saturdays, especially during these episodes because I'm doing catch-up episodes. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being patient with getting some of this artwork done. Could have maybe got it done a little bit faster, a little bit sooner. You guys make all of this stuff possible in the first place. So you guys are here. All right, starting to get a little structure here. All right. Look, she has personality. She's alive. Let's see here. Ken says, hey, I recognize her. That's Nira X. I saw someone cosplay her at Moonfest. Really? I've seen some cosplay pictures, which make me very, very happy. I don't know if I saw the one who dressed up as Nira at Moonfest. Hey, did you guys know that Nira X was on Apple TV? Apple TV, yo. It's like if you go to, there's a show called SideQuest. Let me see. I have to look up the. This should be episode 2. Let me look it up real quick. Oops. I looked up my website and I spelt it wrong. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to just go to my website. There we go. Now we're working with Crisco. Let me see. Work. There you go. Yeah, SideQuest, episode 2. It came out March of last year. And the whole episode takes place in a comic shop. So if you look in the background, you'll see, actually, even the opening title card has like the Nira X comic right in the front. And then you'll see like a large cardboard stand-up of her throughout the episode. They actually talk about it, like in the first 12 minutes of the show, they actually talk about her for a minute, and they actually have a couple of jokes, couple of gags about her. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, man, Nira X is on Apple TV on a show called SideQuest. As Kevin says, you did? Wow, I always miss seeing the Nira X cosplayers. There need to be more. We need to make more of them. Or he says, maybe ask Kate S to do a Nira cosplay. That would be sweet. Paul, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us tonight, man. Paul says, hey, sorry I'm late. Busy day. Hey, man, you're here now. That's what counts. That's what counts. Murray says, hello. Very cool. Night Phoenix says, I'm back. What did I miss? We're in the middle of some Nira X She-Ra artwork. And we've been talking schmack about the entire industry. Making waves. Actually, no, that's not my bag. I'm just over here playing with trucks. Yeah, let me get a little bit more on her headpiece done here, and then we have about 30 minutes left, so we're going to work on Chris Dehan's Harley Quinn artwork, as that's going to be our last piece of the evening. Let's see, Maurice says, is that face on the other mug? Hordak? Oh, if it's Hordak. Oh, no, you know what? I didn't even think about the skull that's on that other mug, on the mug that's up here. It would make sense to make it Hordak. Honestly, I kind of feel like making him like Trapjaw. But I just made it when I penciled it, I just made it a generic skull. I just made it a skull, just for the simple reason that they're probably in Castle Grayskull, and so one of the mugs is Cobra Commander's helmet, and the other mug is just a skull. Maybe I'll change it to Trapjaw. It's a possibility. We'll see. Let's see. Ken says Moonfest is the show on SideQuest. Oh, you got me on that one. All right, you got me. Yeah, every once in a while, I need to make it a habit to just sit down and watch that episode again. It made me super happy. I got to give props to Tom for hooking us up with that. That was actually a production company contacted him like maybe 2 years ago, and we really didn't know where our material was going to go. It was just one of those things where the production company was asking him for for materials, and like basically it was just supposed to be background dressing. I wasn't really expecting much, and the fact that we were actually part of the episode was amazing. That was a good surprise. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was sort of thinking. It's just a Castle Grayskull mug. Yeah. I think that was the original idea. I think that was originally what we're kind of shooting for. Maybe what I'll do is just to kind of drive the point home, I'll make the like the front of the mouth a little bit more similar to the front of Castle Grayskull. Let's see. Jason says, "Yeah, down with the industry." I really have no idea what we're talking about. We're only talking about boobs and whether or not this mug is just a generic Castle Grayskull mug. That's how controversial we get here. The hills we die on. Hey, Shakiri, all right, dude. How you doing, man? Let's see. He says, "You're saying is it just me, or add chains and a bit of eye mask, and She-Ra will start looking like Angela." Oh, you know what? You're right. From Spawn. I agree with you, dude. Yeah, she definitely has a lot of little design aspects like Angela from Spawn. Especially with how big I'm making her little side wings here on her tiara. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, man. That's cool. You always got good work coming out. That's awesome, dude. Let's see. Some person says, "Bill, did you get to keep the Nira cutout?" I did not. In fact, the way that it worked out is I handed over all this material, and I gave permissions and stuff for them to use, because I'm thinking it's like, if something ends up in a movie or on TV or something like that, it's just really cool, and it's a good shout out, and it's a good little promotion. I didn't know anything about the episode or the cast or anything until somebody told me. Somebody sent me an email saying, "Hey, did you know Nira X is on Apple TV?" I found out from other people telling me that it was on Apple TV, and then I went to go check it out, and then I went to contact Tom. He's our publisher over at Committed, and it's like, so yeah, that Nira cutout is somewhere else. But I am planning on making some Nira cutouts to take with me to shows, and just make it the same height, and just give it the same cut, just in honor, to kind of celebrate the occasion. I think it would be fun. Maurice says, "You got lots of exposure from that show." Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I got a lot of contacts. I got a lot of congratulations, a lot of pats on the backs. And forever, I will be bothering all of you constantly and telling you that Nira X is on Apple TV. I get to say that now forever. Let's see. Ken says, "Shikari, you gotta remove the pupils." Oh, for the Angela effect. Ah, yeah, I see. Shikari says, "How come no one is talking about that Evil-Lyn getting spanked?" She's gonna go get it. She's gonna get some. Some person says everyone's gonna try to buy those cutouts. I hope so. I want to sell a bunch of those cutouts. Ken says, "We need to get you to do a Nira piece, my man." Ooh, that'd be nice. We can all chip in. And get a Shikari piece put on one of our books. That'd be nice. Don't think I'm not open to that. That would be awesome. Let's see. Shikari says, "Oh, not spanked. A lot more is going on in the background. I see tentacles." Ooh. Yeah, Evil-Lyn is back here. She's gonna get something. And there's tentacles around. I got a tentacle coming in from up top. You got the Baroness over here tied up. You got Snake Eyes celebrating. This is a crazy night. This was a crazy night at Castle Grayskull. See, Kevin says, It's a silence backing. If she says anything at all, she has to swap places with the Baroness. All right, let me do just a little bit more, just on the top of her head here, and get this little piece finished. Next piece that we're working on a little bit of Harley Quinn action. Gives me a little stop off point, so that way when I pick up this piece again so we can finish it up, I'll have a nice little starting area. There we go. All right. I'm gonna start transitioning into Harley. Harley's having a Batman evening in Gotham. Oops, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, read that one. Shikari says, why is technically covered? We don't do nudity. I can't do nudity on YouTube. YouTube has rules. So it's very possible that we might do some shows on a Discord or something like that. Discord is something that we're going to try first, probably like the end of the year, or maybe something that we could start either close to Christmas or January. January is my birthday, so I'm like, maybe we'll do something like that for my birthday. But YouTube has its own rules of conduct, as it were. There we go. So that's what. So the shows that are on YouTube have to stay clean. Have to be, well, safe for work. I'll set this down here, keep it safe. Let's see, Ken says Evelyn looks like she's getting the evil in. Yes, yeah. Ken, you do get an extra point for that one. Evelyn getting evil in. Yep. That's 2 points. Let's see, Paul says, I think it can't be an authentic Bill Moss piece without tentacles or bare feet. You know how I think. I'm telling you. Let's see, Kevin says, damn it, it took me too long to realize who Shikari is. Hot damn. Nudity is wonderful, but the U-boob hates it. Yeah, it's just the rules of the channel. Yeah, so you said, oh yeah, my 3 channels got removed. People were like, you're AI. Then I posted a time lapse and I got reported for sexually explicit. Yeah, you can't win sometimes. You can't win with people sometimes. I've got a few friends that they do digital artwork and they get accused of the same AI stuff. And they've been doing digital art, for the past 20 years. They were doing the same type of artwork before AI was ever a thing. And they get the same treatment. It's a shame. Let's see. Let me use this other pen over here. Let's see. Kevin says, "Does that mean I need more tentacles in my commissions?" Let's see. We need to fix that with a big, long, tentacle-filled story. Yes, I can agree with these things. Indeed. Now, I have been posting our actual not safe for work stuff on our Patreon page at Club Corrupt. So if you go to Club Corrupt, if you go to patreon.com/Club Corrupt, one word, you'll be able to get into our more nudie stuff. And again, I appreciate everybody being patient because I know we've been slow in getting new content up on the channel. But we're gonna get better. We're gonna get much better. You guys have been keeping the lights on for the old studio. And that support makes everything else like a lot easier, makes everything possible, you know. So that way we can do more cool, fun projects, and we get to share, and we get to do more things. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Let me get my brush pen for here. I got some bigger lines coming up. Now let me see what the chat is saying. I'm gonna make sure I catch up with you guys. Ken says Thad keeps getting accused of AI. His shit is legit. It is. Actually, that's who I was thinking about when I mentioned that. It's Thad, yeah. Thad's been doing digital work for like officially, like he was working for a urban apparel sportswear or urban apparel company for gosh, like 28 years. All like super like, you know, digital work, and it's fantastic stuff. Like way before AI even came onto the scene, and he was doing it before he even worked for that company too. He did a lot of freelance comic book stuff with us. He did some work for Zen. One of his Zen pieces ended up on the back cover of Heavy Metal magazine. Yeah, his stuff is great. Let's see. Paul says YouTube not happy, tough tentacle. It is. Maurice says, don't you think you need more tentacles as long as there's bare feet? Got all the things I like. Oh, thanks, Maurice. Yeah, that is the link right there for our Patreon page. A lot of the pieces that we do here on the show will have not safe for work versions of them. And then the plan is to color those pieces and post them up on our Club Corrupt page. And thanks for sharing this link too. This is the Bill Moss Art Patreon page. That is my safe for work page. That's like for all, you know, all the legit stuff, or I should say all of the general audience or the safe for work stuff. That's what makes everything else legit. That's the part of the machine that keeps everything else going. So I always have to make sure that I have plenty of safe for work content going out into the world. I gotta use this pen. I gotta use this pen for the shorts. Like drawing the little denim shorts. I could do little details. kind of funny. It's like you don't feel like drawing all of the stitching and stuff, but it's like it doesn't really look like little fabric shorts until you get the little stitching in there. Just to imply stitching. Or maybe it's like jean shorts or something. Little denim shorts. Yay, little shorts. All right, let me see here. Let me catch up with you guys real quick. Let's see here. Kevin says, thank goodness you didn't say what I thought you said at first, Paul. Thought I read tough testicles. That made me think, oh, that's rough. Let's see, Paul says, what's with hardly wearing shoes in this safe for footwear version? I know, right? Yeah, sometimes I like drawing the sneakers. I like drawing the shoes sometimes. I love the bare feet, but I like the little cute sneakers. As Kevin says, bare feet. I just learned something. How about both? Let's see. Some person says, let's see, my site of artistic wonder and smut. Thanks, dude. I do appreciate you sharing out my webpage. That's my main webpage right there. And if you ever need to just use it as a hub of where to find out, what we're doing and what we're up to. Like all of my social links are on there. It's just a quick, easy place to find all of my links, all in one easy location. Plus, I might put some stuff on there. Like I got my little online store there, and when I have some new stuff that's available, I'll have stuff on my online store. Typically, I just jump on Facebook and I start letting people know that there's something available just on Facebook. But I like having an online store too. Sometimes I have the online store, and sometimes I just use my eBay link. As Kevin says, well, if someone wants their shoes removed, it's time to speak up. Let's see. Nate says, bare feet. Tarantino has entered the chat. It's the one that says no shoes. Some person says, how's Kat doing with her work? She's doing great. She's very, very busy. She was with me at Heroes Con, and she did fantastic. She did really, really good. She's a busy, busy body. Let's see. You know what? I want to use this pen. Yeah, she's working on a few different things. Right now she's got, let me think here. She's coloring a graphic novel for a client. And I think that graphic novel is like it's like a 100-page graphic novel. And then she's also going to be doing something we're going to announce it officially at San Diego Comic-Con next month. But it's no secret. We've already talked about it publicly and stuff. She's going to be working on Zen Intergalactic Ninja is celebrating his 40th anniversary next year. And Kat is going to be working on a Zen manga for First Comics. So very, very excited about that. And I really like the design, because the design on Zen is basically like her take on Zen. So he will look a little different. A little bit more ninja. So very excited about it. Very excited about it. Gonna have some different accessories. And plus the fact that it's gonna be a manga, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. different treatment, different take on the character. Actually, you know what? Let me do this right here. And then the black and white Nera X book, I'm trying to get it set up so that I can launch it in January. I want to make it a Bill's birthday special, and that's going to be an ongoing book. So for the black and white book, I want to get away from the miniseries numbering system and just have an ongoing title. And see how far I can take that story. See how far I can go. Excellent. Well, I think that's where we are for tonight. Let me check here real quick. Yeah, I think that's as far as these pieces will go for tonight. Well, let's see what we got. We worked on a few different things here. Let's see, let me hook this up here real quick so you can actually see everything. So we got Harley. Made some good progress on the Nera X Masters of the Universe piece. And then Kevin's piece is actually complete. Wait a minute, let me celebrate one more time. I want to celebrate that we finished Kevin's piece. There we go. Look, we finished Kevin's piece. And I actually signed it with the original 2008. This is an older piece that he won on one of the auctions, and finally able to finish it up. I'm so happy. You see, Kevin says, Tarantino, time for some satanico pandemonium and tentacles. Woohoo, finished. Yeah, super happy about it, dude. Super happy about it. Now I get to erase out the pencils. At least I still have like a couple of these big erasers left, so I can erase out the pencils, make a good scan. So we got a good scan of the artwork. So this is our bounty for tonight. And then we can look at what we have for auction tonight. We got two pieces. Let me see, let me bring them up to the forefront here. One of the pieces is a landscape character piece with some of the characters that are going to be in Nera's new black and white book. And the other piece that's up for tonight is a nice character piece from Nera. And this character, back in the 90s, we're bringing back some of these characters from the 90s. He was known as the Deathcloak back then. But he's evolved since then. This symbiotic cloak is on a new wielder, if you will. And his title is going to be called Vessel. It's still kind of called the Deathcloak, but it's not really like the name that he goes after, you know? So these are the two pieces that we're going to have for tonight. But I will, we'll set that up in just a moment. Let me catch up with the chat for a minute and write this down right here. Okay, got you. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Some person is sharing Cat Mouse's website. It's at catmouseart.com. You can find all of her links in her bio and all that good stuff there. It's a nice little hub. Find out what she's up to. Very cool. Leslie Maury says, "What's the eraser called again? I could check up here. Check up in the north. It is called." Here we go. I'll bring it down. I'll bring the camera down low. It is called the Vanish Eraser. Now, the Vanish Eraser is still being made, but it's this piddly, crappy little little tiny eraser, and they're called like the same thing too. It's like, so I don't understand. So this big square, I mean, it's a rectangle, but it's like it's very square. It's big, chunky eraser. And then there's this little thin, like the size of a piece of gum eraser. So the big one is the one that they're discontinuing. I need this big one. My hand cramps up. I can't use these little tiny things. I have to build a wooden thing to hold it or something like that. So that's what they're called. They're called Vanish erasers. The packaging says like Vanish 4-in-1 eraser or whatever. And I don't know why I can't find these anywhere now. But these they seem to have replaced them with these little ones, the Vanish Touch, which is tiny. Look at it. It's tiny. It's nothing. So, anyways, that's what the erasers are called. I think. Thanks for asking. Thanks for taking a look. If you find them up there or something like that, you can just shoot me a link. I'll buy a couple extra. Maybe I'll last a little bit longer with my nice erasers. Some person also sharing a link for Cat Mouse Art on X. Excellent. And also her Instagram, which hopefully sometime soon she's gonna be. She started doing some lives on her Instagram, not really scheduled, just whenever she could fit them in. And she plans on doing some more. So I'm looking forward to her doing a lot more stuff like that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, you're right. Some person, I actually did have to pick up a couple of the Stettler ones. So the Stettler plastic eraser used to be my workhorse back in the day. So I actually picked up a couple of new ones because my Vanishes are vanishing. But look at the size. It's like the size difference this way. It probably makes more sense. It's like just the fact that I can hold it a certain way. And they're made differently, a different material. So like these are okay. I mean, it's like I can live with it, but I'm not happy. And the material that these are made out of is just perfect. It's just perfect for what they are. You see, Paul says, eraser, Bill doesn't make mistakes. Never. Yeah, when I ink, let me see, where's Kevin's piece here? There we go. Once I ink something, I gotta erase out all the pencil from underneath the ink so I can make good scans. I wish I didn't have to, because like I don't mind the pencil being back there, but the scan needs to be clean. So it's one of those things. Let's see, put this down here. There we go, perfect. All right, well let me put this up for a minute. I think I'm going to do this one first, in case you guys are interested. Let's see, I'll hold it right there. Some person says you might find any leftover on eBay. Hurry before the prices are gouged. Yeah, I did that already. I did that. I went to the physical store. We have a Jerry's Artorama here locally, and they literally told me they found out that they're being replaced. You know, the erasers, and even the people at the store working at the store, they freaking bought them all up, and I'm just like, ugh. So there was no advantage to that. As Kevin says, I like the pencil in the art. Yeah, I like seeing the pencil in the art. If I was doing a blue line, I could actually leave it in, but I like the pencil with lead. Some person says you can contact the company itself. They might have a pallet left you could buy off them. Yeah, I might try reaching out and seeing what the situation is, or seeing if there's somewhere I can grab from somewhere. Why is number one so vain? I think it's second to none. Wait, actually, I just think it's the one bid. It's your first bid. Thanks, Kev. All right, the first bid is in for this piece. $1 from Kevin. I respect your dollars, sir. All right, we'll let this go for, it's 12:06. So we'll let this go until 12:10. I think I put it up there like 12:05, so that's still 5 minutes. So we'll let this go until 12:10. It's 11 by 17 pencil sketch. It's where'd I put the book? Here it is. I do like the fact that it's published now, so that's nice. It's not just a loose piece. So it's actually published in our preview book right here across the top. And then I do have these. They're $10 if you get no sketch inside of them. So I only have I got a short amount of them. So if it's just a signature on the front with no sketch on the inside, I still do have these for $10. But if you want the sketch, then I have those sketch prices that I had from the show. Ken in the house with a $5 footlong bid. Thanks, dude. Cinco de Mayo. Paul in the house with the Friday the 13th. Jason, $13 bid. Thanks, dude. Ooh, I need a drink of water for my new Yeti. I got my Father's Day Yeti thing. Is it a thermos? It's not a thermos. It's a water bottle. Jeez, it's still cold. So good. Paul says, need more black and red Nira in my life. Yes. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right, the current high hand in the house is $13 for this piece. This character piece with full type pencils. Let's see here. It's 12:08. So we got 2 minutes left. Kevin says, keep calm. I'm only 21. Again. Bid. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I bought a couple different kinds of erasers for when the day inevitably comes that my little tiny stash of erasers goes away. I'm even going to try these little Soho erasers because at least they're a little bit chunkier, and the material is really important. There's a softer material. I don't know what they make these damn things out of, but it's like they make them out of different stuff. All right, less than 1 minute left to go, and we are good. I drew it sideways, so I'm going to sign it sideways. There we go. Sweet. Let's see. Ken says, "What are the Vanish erasers made from?" I have no idea, but they're softer. There's something that's really different about how they're made. The Staedtler one, I think I'm saying that right. Staedtler is like these are made out of like a plastic. I mean, it's rubber. It's rubberized, but it's like a harder plastic. And for some reason, these Vanish erasers. Let me see if I can get one opened up here. Not that it matters. You can't really tell on the camera that it's made out of a different material, but it's this softer material. It's really soft, and it comes apart really easy. It makes a mess. I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong. It's a messy eraser because it comes apart real easy, but it's softer and it's easier on the paper, and it doesn't mess with the ink. There's just a lot of benefits to it. You can glue the erasers together. Well, that's what gets me about these the new ones that they're making. They don't feel like they're made out of the same stuff. It doesn't feel like. Look at the color. I don't know if you can tell the color, but the little ones are noticeably whiter, and this is like a darker material. It's like they're different. It's like this is rougher. This is smoother. This feels like this kind of eraser. This feels like the Stettler plastic erasers. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, man. They messed up the factory. Somebody stepped on something. Paul says Miracle on 34th Street. Hell yeah. $34 bid. Thanks, dude. Let's see. Kevin is asking, have you ever tried kneaded rubber erasers? Yes. For the way that I use erasers, I do not like them. They have not treated me well. They're good for some things. Like if I just want to like take off some of the lead, you know, like I could roll it across the paper if I'm going to paint or something on top, but not for like solidly erasing like a whole bunch of pencil. Let's see, are they like those old school pink rectangle erasers from school? In a way, those pink ones are really hard. They're much harder than this soft material. I have no idea what these Vanish ones are made out of, but they're super soft. Some person says those Vanish erasers seem to be a mix of plastic and gum erasers. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of like a hybrid, because I've never really felt another eraser quite like it. Gum erasers make a similar mess to the Vanish. Yes, I agree. Totally agree. Kevin says the meaning of life is 42. We just don't know what the question yet. Bid. Thanks, bro. Kevin with 42 in the house. All right, it is time. I'm going to jump out into the live chat. Please make sure that live chat is selected on the top of your chat box where it says top chat. Make sure it says live chat instead, so that way we're all synced up correctly, or as correctly as we can be. We've had glitches before. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing in a 10-second countdown. When I get to 3, I stop looking. And we just go down to 000 and we mark it as sold. So here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Marking it sold with a 000, and it is sold. All right, let me scroll up, make sure we didn't miss anything. It looks like this is Kevin's win with 42. Thanks, dude. Write your name down here real quick. I'm gonna write your name on the back of the piece. Please, everybody, congratulate Kevin. I didn't see anybody else pop in at the last minute, so that is a clean win. Thanks, dude. Write your name back there. Make sure that that's safe for you. Maurice says, congrats. Awesome. Hey, Divinity Comics. What's up, dude? I'm glad you're with us, man. It's like, okay, so Indie Crowdfund just crossed 100,000 in sales. They're rocking, man. It's like I was one of the first people jumping in, so it's like a little bit of a learning curve for me. But I definitely want to try it out. Definitely want to try it out again. I'll get better at things. And it's not safe for work friendly. Very easy to work with. You guys are always awesome. Kevin says, I won, and I was hardly even trying. Hey, you got a bit more. Mike is celebrating. You should be, dude. 100 grand in sales. That's awesome. Chris, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight, man. Chris says, nice. Very, very cool. All right, let me bring out, this is our second and our last piece of the evening. Congratulations, Kevin, for grabbing this one. Let's see, it is 12:16 right now, so we'll let it go till 12:20. That gives it about 5 minutes or so. This is Nira and Vessel. That's their character piece. And in the preview book, it's actually published right here, along with lots of other sketches. So I was glad that we were able to use these pieces in an actual book. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. So I'll set this right here so you guys can see. Let me see. Let me turn this light off so it's not a little, doesn't blow out the lines a little bit. There you go. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. Some shadows on there, but it'll be all right. All right, let this go till 12:20. Maurice being very cool. Hell yeah. Mike saying thanks to the chat. You're awesome, man. You guys are awesome. It's like your work ethic and the amount of work that you guys do. Holy shit, it's amazing. And now I know you got printing equipment too. Holy smokes! I want to see. I want to see you guys like become the hub of all indie comics. Ken in the house with a $10 bid. Thanks, bro. Kevin says, you beat me before I could give a solo bid. I still respect your dollar. I still respect it. Mike in the house with 21 blackjack bid. Thanks, dude. $21, the high hand in the house. Ken Zazer in the house with 23. All for me bid. Hell yeah. Let's see, it's 12:18. So yeah, a little less than 2 minutes left. And we'll give it a 10-second countdown and go from there. Mike with a dirty 30 bid. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm really gonna like having. There's gonna be some different takes and some different interpretations of Mira's costume, and a lot of the characters for the '90s is gonna be like some updated, different takes on these characters in this new book. Ken in the house with the Expedition 33 bid. Thanks, dude. Kevin says, I have the perfect bid, but I don't want to use it yet. Damn. All right, we got 1 minute left. Got to build it up to our traditional bids. Mike says, like nothing you've ever seen before. 47 bid. Hell yeah. Excellent bid. Chris Dehan in the house. Attack of the 50-foot bid. You're awesome, dude. Perfect, man. And everybody, please do make sure that you have live chat selected on the top of your YouTube chat, just to make sure we're all synced up. I'll do the 10-second countdown in the chat with you guys, with some possible interruptions to say some things. But when I get to 3, I stop looking at the chat. I just slowly and steadily count down from 3. Kevin says that's better than a killer tomato bid. Mike says just because she's 60 doesn't mean you don't sticky bid. Love it. Chris Dehan with the traditional 69. Hell yeah. Tradition has been upheld, my friends. Kevin says I'm 31% dad jokes and 69% dirty jokes bid. So close, man. Chris beat you to it by like this much. But I love the percentages. I like what you got going. Christy Hand in the house was 72. Thanks, dude. All right, looks like it is time. So I'm gonna have to jump into the pop-out chat now. Won't be able to write stuff down. I'm just gonna stop in between if there are some bids. But when I get to 3, I will not stop. Kevin says I know, but I still wanted to get the 69 in there. Hell yeah. All right, jumping into the pop-out chat with you guys now. It's starting with 9, 8, 7. I see one interruption here from Mike. Ben is fun at 100 bid. Thank you, dude. Continuing now with 6, 5, 4, 3. Not stopping now. 2. Not looking. 1. Marking it with the 000 to mark it as sold. And it is sold. All right, let me scroll up a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Looks like this belongs to Mike, Divinity Comics. Please, everybody, congratulate Mike. That was a good, clean win for 100. Awesome, dude. Thanks, man. Write this down for you real quick. I'll write your name on the back of this one. Make sure that we're all safe. Super, super cool. Everybody congratulate Mike for that one. That was excellent. Maurice says congrats to Divinity Comics. Kevin says congrats. Awesome, awesome. Mike is like, woo. Paul says congrats. Awesome, dude. Chris Dehan says congrats. Very cool. Ken Zazer says congrats to Mike. Kevin says you get a C note. You guys are awesome. Very, very cool. All right, let's look at the bounty of the evening. We got Mike's piece right here. We've got our character landscape piece. Let's see, Mike says, let me know how much to finish inking it. Oh, that's awesome, dude. If you wanted to chip in like another 50 for inking it, I would definitely ink it complete for you. If you wanted to go ahead and do that, that's awesome. Right, and then we're finishing also our catch-up pieces. Here's Kevin's, which we actually finished tonight. Yes, we actually have a completed piece. Then we have Courtney's piece. Got the whole He-Man, She-Ra, Nera X situation going on. Pretty awesome. And we got Chris Dehan's Harley Quinn. Almost getting closer, getting closer. Look at that. We got lots of stuff tonight. Lots of cool stuff tonight. Thanks, Mike. You're awesome, dude. That one is dope. Thanks so much, man. You guys are awesome, man. We got a good group of people. Always love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for coming out every Saturday night, hanging out with me for a little bit. Especially lately because we're catching up on older pieces. So it's like, thanks for your patience. A lot of deadlines always get in the way. One thing gets behind schedule, it all goes behind schedule. So it's like, it's good that we're taking some time to catch up and get things back on track. So by the end of the summer, we're going to be all caught up and we can start fresh. We could start anew, as it were. I am still exhausted from this North Carolina show, but I tell you what, you guys made it worth it for me to come out and hang out with you guys, have some jokes, have a good time. And that kind of charges me up. It charges me up. You know, so that way the rest of the weekend I feel good about getting up early and getting my work done, get some more drawings off the table. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Next month it's I got Fredericksburg. If anybody's in the Fredericksburg area in Virginia, I'll be in Fredericksburg this month for Fredericksburg Comic-Con. And then towards the end of the month, I will be spending 2 weeks in San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con. So that is going to be very, very dope. I'll try to do some live streaming while I'm in San Diego. I've got I used to live in San Diego. I got a lot of friends and family out there, so I'll probably have more opportunity to sit down and have a couple of live streams and do some drawing while we're out there, of course. So that'll be cool. I hope everybody enjoys your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks again for hanging out with me. And we'll do this again. Let me look at the calendar. Make sure I am going to be here. Yeah, we'll be here next week. Okay, good. Whew. I'm not going anywhere next weekend. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you again next weekend. Have a safe week. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Night, everybody.
Good night, Seattle.